Welcome. In front of me is a VIVO Y76, and today I'll show you how you can go through the setup process of this phone. So when you boot it up for the first time, you should be presented with this screen right over here, and all you want to do is start off by selecting your desired language right above here, and then select Get Started. This will also prompt you to choose your location, so obviously select the location that you want to utilize where you're located at, and navigate to the next page, which brings us to the user agreement. So we have the end user license agreement, and it looks like that's the only one we have here. So let's just check this box right here, go to the next page. Then we have privacy policy. Obviously we need to agree to those too. We have some e-warranty trash. Again, we need to agree to them. And this brings us to send user and diagnostic information. Now this is strictly for Vivo. We also get one for Google, because everybody wants your personal data nowadays, so they can sell it off and get money for it. So obviously I'm not going to be selecting that. F that. They don't need my data. Considering you pay for the device, I wouldn't recommend doing that either. It's just basically a data gathering trash that just checks how you use the device, what apps you use, when you use them, and so on. Like a bunch of information about the usage of the device, which is sent to the company in this case, so they can basically market it. Anyway, this will bring us to the next page, which is connect to Wi-Fi. Now here you can connect to your Wi-Fi if you have access to it, or you can set it up offline if you don't have any connection. And there is also an option to insert your SIM card and use the mobile network instead, but if you choose to skip both of them, then things like Google login page will not show up throughout the setup process, and additionally date and time will most likely not be set automatically. So those things can be changed later on after the setup is complete. They just affect the actual setup process right now and how it will look. And as you can see, there is the date and time like I mentioned, so it is not set automatically, so I could fix it up considering it's incorrect, or I can disregard it if I'm planning to connect to network later on, which will utilize the time zone right here and then network to know what the time is. Then we have Google services. So here we have location that allows the device to gain access to your GPS location. It is used by things like Google Maps, so it can give you an accurate route to your destination. Then we have allow scanning, which allows the device to look for things like Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, meaning that basically when it's turned, it will turn it on and scan for those devices. And then we have again send user and diagnostic data, but this time to Google. So again, F that, and we can go to the next page. Here we have set unlock method, so we have a couple of ways of going about it. We have screen lock, fingerprint, and face recognition. You can utilize all of them, or if you're planning to use things like fingerprint or face recognition, either of those, you will always be required to also set up a screen lock PIN pattern or password. The reason for this is if something would happen to your fingerprint and or your face, you always have another way to actually access your device by just a physical method, meaning PIN, pattern, or password. And obviously you can also skip it if you don't want to protect your phone at all. Now I'll actually set up a pattern. So by default it looks like it goes into a 4-digit PIN, so I'm going to tap right over here and change it to pattern. Let's confirm it, and there we go, it's now set. So now I can go to the next page, keep your system up to date. So here we have automatic system update basically, or you can select install manually, which means that you need to check for updates yourself in the settings. System navigation, we have two options obviously, gesture navigation or 3-button nav. 3-button nav is the OG version of navigating to your phone, and the gesture is like the current standard, or well, right now. So I'm gonna go with the gesture, I just prefer it more. And go to the next page, which gives us some info that we basically finished up the setup. So let's select use now. It will bring us to the home screen, and there we go. And that is how we can go through the setup of this phone. So if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.